Hello there, people of the internet. So, who had a good 2020? Raise your hand if you had a good 2020. I'm willing to bet that nobody raised their hands. And if you did raise your hand, then hey man, good for you. You managed to pull the best out of the worst situation that our generation has seen so far. Now, it's certainly no secret that 2020 has been a raging shit show for pretty much the entire world, not just the United States, and I'm not entirely sure what to say about it. I lost a lot of people in my family. I lost some friends too. 2020 has been exasperatingly rough. But one thing I have noticed, and that I keep telling myself, is that no matter how bad it gets, I find myself continuing to push on, and I'm realizing just how much of an unstoppable force willpower can be. It doesn't matter what you go through if you have the will to continue to do what needs to be done in order to progress. It is phenomenal just how far you can go despite what kind of setbacks you face. But we're not here to talk about setbacks. Everybody had setbacks in 2020. Let's go ahead and talk about the achievements that I've had in 2020. At the start of 2020, I decided to invest myself into this channel and make it my year. I decided this was going to be the year that I build this channel up to something great. And then the pandemic started, and then riots came, and people started burning down cities, and then the price of ammunition literally got 100 times worse than what they already were. I used to be able to pick up 223 for about 10 cents a round, and now it's over $1 a bullet. So, yeah, 2020 has not been what would have been necessary for me to build this channel, since it is a gun channel, up to what I wanted it to be by this time, but I still managed to do a whole lot this year, and I still managed to produce some pretty amazing things, and you'll have to forgive me. I'm a little on the hungover side, as always, because it's my way of life, so I'm going to get myself a nice, refreshing beverage. That is better. But Google had sent me an email telling me about just how good I had done in 2020. This was a couple of weeks ago, so it's not completely accurate, but it is pretty close. Alright, let's have a look here. Somewhere up here, I'm going to go ahead and throw down some photos of this information. I have, in 2020, uploaded 1,703 minutes of content. Alright, so 1,700 minutes is roughly 28 hours worth of content. I feel like I uploaded more, but I've been trying to keep my episodes relatively short for the most part. That doesn't always work out, because there's some times where I'm just having so much fun and I want to stay out there and continue to do what I'm doing. From my first video upload until now, I have gotten about 3,600 likes, which is phenomenal. That is way beyond what I ever thought I would have, especially seeing as my last YouTube channel only got like 6. One thing I will say, something very, very interesting happened to me not too terribly long ago. Whenever I have people that watch my channel, it's one thing if they talk to me about my channel and I introduced them myself. Like, there are people that I knew in real life, and I was like, hey, this is what I do. I have a really good time doing it. Since you like this kind of stuff, maybe try checking it out. But it's a whole different experience whenever you have somebody that you yourself did not introduce to the channel. They found it on their own, and they liked what you do. I actually met somebody who I did not introduce to this channel. I met somebody who was a fan. They found it on YouTube. They came up to me. Well, they ended up asking me, you know, hey, do you have a YouTube channel? And I was like, yeah, I have a YouTube channel. He was like, you're the blind sniper. I'm like, yeah, I sure am. But that was a pretty cool experience. I ended up making a friend based off of what I had created, the work I had done. it was at that moment that I had really understood, hey, what I'm doing here is actually real, and it's not just me putting things onto the internet, willy-nilly. Originally, whenever I started this YouTube channel, that's what it was. I was like, I'm just going to upload a bunch of crap to the internet, and we're going to see what sticks. And then I started putting elbow grease and effort into it, and now people are like, hey, we really like what you're doing. Keep it up. So yeah, the guy's name was Bob. Hi, Bob! I'm sure that you're watching this video. Apparently, according to you, you watch quite a few of them, so good to see you. Alright, let's see. My community is growing. You guys have left almost 1,200 comments on my channel. That is absolutely insane. 1,200 replies. That is 1,200 times that people have cared about what I had done so much that they either decided to give me praise or criticism. There's no in between. It's either praise or criticism. Actually, no, I take that back. On occasion, I'll get stories where people tell me things that they've done or their own experiences, and those are pretty cool. I like learning from things like that. You guys have also shared my videos over 400 times, which is nuts. Absolutely insane. Well, I guess that number rounded would be closer to 1,100. You guys gotta pick up the comments, man. I joined YouTube 1,200 days ago. Wow. Okay, 1,200 days. That is quite a while. Alexa, how many years is 1,200 days?
1,200 days is 3.3 years.
According to Alexa, I have been here for like 3.3 years. I have grown so much as a person since then. In the past year, 2020, I gained 505 subscribers according to this. However, I've also gained like 40 since this right here has been sent to me. So one thing I have noticed, as my subscriber count gets higher, I am gaining more subscribers quicker, and I'm not complaining about that at all. I've got 78,000 new views. A lot of these views are coming from my high point carbine video, my 40 caliber high point carbine video. That's how a lot of people find me. It's one of my more popular videos, and if I had known it was going to be more popular, I definitely would put a lot more effort into it. Pretty much what I had done is I gave myself a quick history lesson behind High Point Corporation and behind the development of the 40 caliber round, and I threw them in the video, but I was not quite as energetic as I should have been, but I did have fun. Alright, cool. Apparently, according to this, I received 2,600 likes. Maybe I misread this one over here. Ah, okay, so this right here is 3,600 from whenever I first started YouTube. And in 2020, I received 2,600. So before 2020, I had 1,000 likes on my YouTube channel. That's awesome. And I've responded to 1,700 comments. I try to respond to as many comments as I can. A lot of comments don't really warrant responses, though, because they're either completely wrong, gibberish, or just somebody complaining, and I don't really have the patience to deal with that. I still can't believe just how much this channel's growing. I got, like, as of recording this, over 850 subscribers right now, and all I'm doing is recording what I enjoy doing on a daily basis. There's nothing special about what I record. There's nothing, like, a lot of times I don't even script. I'm just like, hey, this right here is what I'm gonna do. Just go out there and hit play, and boom. Now I'll script if I have, like, a bit or something that I'm doing. I'll, like, have some idea as to what it is that I'll be, doing with that. But for the most part, I just walk out there, hit play, and go with the flow. You know, all the time I thank you guys for watching these videos, but lately the gravity of what I'm creating has really began to sink in, and I'm realizing that people are actually watching what I'm doing. Whenever you are a YouTuber, and I'm not talking about myself, I'm talking about the big time YouTubers. Whenever you're a YouTuber and you have complete strangers that know you and you don't know them, that has got to be an extraordinarily eerie feeling. And I wonder when it was that these big time YouTubers like sat back and looked at what they were doing and were like, "Oh crap, this is real." A lot of these big time YouTubers, like the watchers, they don't really understand that they are people. You know, they have lives outside of YouTube. They have existence that is off the screen. And having created this YouTube channel, I kind of felt similar towards the audience member in the idea that a lot of these people, or at least for the most part, I would never meet, I would never see. Like, these were just, to me, they were people. I mean, I know that they're people, but their existence was on YouTube, and you know, they were people that commented and liked my video, and they shared the video so other people could watch it, and that was it. And then I ended up meeting a real life fan in real life. And I was like, it was at that moment that I realized, oh goodness, what I'm doing here is actually real. It's not just something on a screen that I do in my pastime. Like, this is real people watching what I do. And whenever that sank in, it was absolutely humbling to realize just how many people enjoyed what I do so much that you guys have subscribed to this channel. I have 850 people subscribed to this channel. That is 850 people that like what I do so much that they want to see more. And like, I'll never forget whenever it is that I told myself that I was absolutely dumbfounded. And well, I don't remember the exact number of subscribers that I told myself, but I was like, these are real people that want to see more of what I have to offer. It was exasperatingly humbling, and I cannot thank you guys enough for being a part of this journey. I tell you what, deciding to become a gun channel, I can't even find the words here. I apologize. Deciding to be a gun channel, I had come up with the idea simply because I was already a gun guy. Like, one of the things that made me decide to do this was I was taking, this was back whenever you could get crates of Mosin ammo, like 7.62 by 54 rim for dirt cheap. I would take this Mosin ammo and I would set it up at 10 yards or so, and I would shoot it. I have just a whole collection of shot Mosin ammo because I was proud of that back then. I was like, look at how good of a shot I am. And then I realized how blind I was, and I can't hit out to a distance at all. But I can't remember who it was, but one of my friends had said, hey man, you ought to record this and stick it on YouTube. I'm sure people would like to see that. And then I was like, nah, I doubt that. And like, to this day, I haven't recorded any of that or done any of that. This was like way back before I was doing any of this. This was back whenever I was in middle school or something. But he had said, hey, record that and stick it on YouTube, people will like it. And that was like the seed where I had developed the idea of, hey, I'm doing this anyway, I may as well start recording it. Now, I didn't actually start doing this until after I was out of high school, simply because of the location I was in. I was in, not necessarily a big city, but like, I was in a relatively large town, I guess you would call. One of those towns that would, you know, frown upon if you would just go firing off ammunition in your backyard because your neighbor was literally 20 feet away from you. But after high school, I ended up getting the opportunity to live in a place where I could shoot regularly. So I started shooting regularly. And then, like, that idea creeped back into my mind, and I was like, well, I'll go ahead and just start recording random nonsense of me shooting, stick it up on YouTube, see what sticks. And that is how this channel got started. I did it for like 2 years or something. Just I didn't care what I stuck up on this channel. If you go back and look at all of my older videos, you can tell I didn't care. My editing was absolute garbage. A lot of times I didn't even watch the footage. I just kind of uploaded it, and I was like, "Yep, that's that's what's on there. Good for you." And after a while, I was like, "All right, nothing's sticking." And like there's nothing that I could do that people would be interested in. It was around that time that I decided to myself, you know what, I'm just going to give up on this channel altogether. I had actually decided, this thing was done. I'm done uploading. If you go back and you look at the dates on some of those old videos, there's like a several month mark where I just stopped uploading, and I was like, I'm finished with that. So I ended up watching other YouTubers and them doing other gun stuff, and one of the guys I came across was Brandon Herrera. I've talked about Brandon a couple of times on this channel, but this was back whenever he was like really, really small. Like he was one of my things was hunting down small time YouTube channels. It still is. I've actually got a huge collaboration going with small time YouTube channels. But one of my things was looking for small-time YouTube channels, and his was one of the ones that I came across. I can't believe he's almost to 1 million views now. Good for you, buddy. If you haven't seen him, go check him out. Now, he has no idea who I am, but I remember leaving a comment on one of his videos. I was like, hey, I actually made a video very similar to this on my gun channel, but I abandoned that long ago. I think I had like a couple hundred subscribers, if that. And he ended up like re-sparking that drive I had to create this kind of content. So, like I said, I do this kind of stuff anyway, but I didn't really have the spark to create the content. I wish that I had like taken a picture of what exactly he had said to me, because I can't quite remember what it was. But I know it had something along the lines to do with like the first 1,000 subscribers is the hardest. After you hit that milestone, it gets easier from there. And he gave me some inspiration. I can't remember what the inspiration was, but I know it was quite inspiring because it did reignite that spark, and I started doing this again. This channel really would be dead if it wasn't for that guy. And this channel would absolutely be dead if it wasn't for all of the audience members that have decided to subscribe and stick around. I remember at like a point in time with this channel where I was uploading like twice a week, and I was getting like 0 to 3 views per video. That right there was whenever I was like disheartened, and I was like, alright, this is just, nobody's gonna want to watch this. So I spent 2020 learning how to do things better. I spent 2020 learning how to make content that was approachable and watchable, learning how to properly edit things so people weren't annoyed with, silence or with loud noises or with random nonsense that wasn't supposed to be in these videos. And I ended up learning YouTube's algorithm. I did a lot of test running experiments, and I went on gun forums. I learned the questions that people were asking, and I went through YouTube's search history, and I went through the biggest questions on the gun community that people would look up on YouTube, and I started making videos for those. And I worded my titles in such a way to where if you asked that question, which was the most popular questions on YouTube, it would send you to my videos. And that was one of the ways that I managed to build this channel. Anyway, I think I've rambled on long enough on the development of what this channel has become so far. I'm just going to go ahead and say, hey guys, thanks for watching. I cannot believe that we are where we are right now, and I would not be here at all. Like, at all, if it wasn't for just how many people have decided that they actually want to see what I'm doing. So, I'm just going to say, hey, thanks for watching, guys. I have a lot of more content to go ahead and bring out to you guys. As a matter of fact, on my computer I have a whole bunch of stuff that I haven't edited yet, and like I have a series I'm going to start doing called Failed Videos, where I started making a video and just things didn't work out. So I think that's gonna make a really cool series, because I've got just this junk folder full of files that I was going to upload but never did because it just didn't work out. If you're a YouTube creator, then you know what I'm talking about whenever I say you have videos that did not go as planned, just turned into absolute messes, and you just kind of threw them to the wayside. That's kind of what I did too. But I also have a lot of really, really cool gun videos and gun content coming up. However, I will say I am considerably concerned with the upcoming presidential elect. Supposedly, one of the things he's going to do is restrict the advertisement of firearms on different platforms, which includes people recording themselves using guns. So, I am quite concerned about that. If you are not a member of Gun Owners of America and Firearms Policy Coalition and you do not donate, we are under consistent attack, especially now, especially with the setup that they have in office right now. We have, with lack of a better term, a war against the gun community coming up, and we need FPC and GOA to be as strong as possible to handle whatever it is that is thrown our way. So check them out. Okay, I've rambled on long enough. Thanks for being here with me for this ride. If this upcoming year destroys this channel, then it certainly has been a lot of fun. Being a lot of money too. I've spent so much money on this channel. But hey, that's money I would have spent anyway. Oh, I'm rambling again. I'll see you guys on the next episode.
Been a little while since I've done this. Bonnie and Clyde be damned. Poor man's Garen. It's a shame that bolt-action shotguns aren't more mainstream.